Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Now, this is a special kind of calm I feel when I start the day by clearing the dish rack, putting every washed vessel back where it belongs. Seeing the counters empty and clean, it makes the whole kitchen feel fresh, like it's ready for a new day. I really enjoy this moment before I start cooking. And these days, I prepare dinner myself. I have changed my house help's timing, so she comes early in the morning. And honestly, it has made my mornings so much relaxed. I get time to plan my meals, think peacefully, and cooking dinner for my family every evening feels really meaningful, like giving them a small dose of love every day. My plan today was to make a traditional dish that we call otada. I've shown before. I had already soaked the rice, I think a day before, thinking I'll make it the same night. But later we ended up going out for dinner. So the soaked rice spent the night in the fridge. And today I thought I'll make it. But the only issue was I didn't have any soaked rice. You can make this dish without a soaked rice, but adding it gives that soft, perfect texture. So decided to change today's menu. Instead, I thought I'd show you how my mom makes idiyappam dough using soaked raw rice. I'm not making idiyappam now, just a simple rice dough that we use for rice rotis, or in my case, soft rice dumplings. For this, you need shallots, fennel seeds, cumin seeds, and grated coconut. If you want plain rice rotis, you can skip all this. But for dumplings, these ingredients make the batter so flavorful. I grind everything with room temperature water. To get the right texture, the batter should be loose, like a loose dosa batter. Add salt and keep it on medium-low flame. You have to stir non-stop or else lumps will form quickly. I used a smaller pot than I should have, so mixing was a bit tough. If you try this, use a bigger vessel. Slowly the batter thickens and becomes a dough. Once it does, switch off the flame and cover it. Keeping the steam inside makes it softer. While the dough was resting, I roasted some coconut and a few other ingredients, and I have given all the measurements in the description box. I kept the flame low so that it cooks slowly. and I can continue with the chopping part. Somewhere during all this, I get reminded constantly, and just want to tell to every mother who quietly dreams while taking care of everyone else, your dreams are still valid, still alive, and still waiting for you. You don't have to choose between being a good mother and being a woman with goals. You can be both. You already are both. Small steps counts. Even if you move slowly, you're still moving. Your pace doesn't define your worth. Your day may be filled with chores, routines, and responsibilities, but that doesn't mean your ambitions have to wait forever. Start in the gaps, grow in the quiet moments. And around this time, my little boy started getting restless. He was hungry, so I quickly made something for him and handed him to my husband to feed so I could finish cooking. I'm also revising my psychology exams next month. I hardly get time to sit and study properly, so I listen to my classes while working. And honestly, it's been helping a lot. Next, moving to preparing the chicken curry. I heated my large clay pot and poured in some coconut oil. This is actually my last can of coconut oil. Parents are visiting us next month, so I'll ask them to bring more. I sauteed onions in this hot oil. And at this moment, I enjoy a warm cup of tea, just standing in the kitchen doing something I love. Once the onions are soft, I add chicken pieces and cubed potatoes. When the chicken loses its raw look, I added crushed ginger, garlic and green chillies. And let it cook downward. I then added chopped tomatoes, coriander leaves, in goes turmeric powder, pepper powder, coriander powder, garam masala powder and salt. Cook till tomatoes are soft. Meanwhile, I started kneading the dough, always easier while it's warm, and my stand mixer is here to help me a lot with it. Once the dough is soft and well kneaded, I oil my hands and shape into tiny dumplings. While I'm doing this, I'm also listening to my psychology class, and that's multitasking. We don't realize how much we handle every day: kids, work, home, studies. But even the small steps count. They truly do. So please be proud of yourself. You're stronger than you know. The dumplings steam for about 15 minutes. Now the roasted coconut is ready and cooled down, and it gets blended with warm water and curd. Here I have not added much water because the curd itself will be adding a little liquid into it. And this ground paste goes into the chicken curry. A little more water if needed. The dumplings come out soft and ready. Make sure the dumplings are a little bit cooled down before adding to the curry, or else it can get mashed up. You don't need to separate them. They fall apart naturally when added to the gravy. Once the curry and dumplings come together, let the dish rest for a little time so that it's well soaked in the gravy. For the final touch, I fried shallots and curry leaves in ghee and poured it over the curry. And just like that, dinner is ready. I served kids first since they have school tomorrow and need to wake up before 5. Don't forget yourself in the middle of everything you do for others. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom or a working mom, your strength is incredible. Your love shows in every small thing you do. And you deserve moments of peace just as much as anyone else. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in my next vlog. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.